Welcome everybody here to race number 4 of the 2015 NASCAR Spring Up Series season, as we are live here from the Phoenix International Raceway for the CampingWorld.com 500. 42 cars are lined up on pit road getting ready to go green for a 32-lap race here in the deserts. On the front row are a couple of champions in the series. The number 4 of Kevin Harvick is your pole center for today's race in the Budweiser Chevrolet. They'll start next to the four-time champion and last week's winner from Las Vegas, Jeff Gordon. Row 2 is his teammate Kasey Kahne in the 5 and Eric Almirola in the 43. Kurt Busch and Brad Keselowski will be on row number 3. Your points coming into this race, Brian Vickers is still your point leader after a great first 3 races with that Aaron's Dream Machine Toyota. Paul Menard, Ryan Newman, Jeff Gordon, and Brad Keselowski are top 5 in points. So far, Brian Vickers, Kevin Harvick, and Jeff Gordon so far have already clinched a spot in the chase, or we think they have. But we'll see what happens. It is around 11 o'clock when I'm recording this, so I gotta be a little quiet. But anyway, that is all that you really need to know about the pre-race. Now let's get you up to speed with your starting grid for today's race at Phoenix. Okay, we are making our way down into turn 3. Kevin Harvick, your pole center, already has a win this season at Atlanta. Jeff Gordon won last week at Las Vegas. Then Kasey Kahne and Eric Almirola, a great qualifying run for the 43, the Petty Blue Ford. They'll start 4th behind the top 3 of Harvick, Gordon, and Kahne. Pace Girl hit pit lane. And the 32-lap shootout here from Phoenix is underway. We're racing in the deserts. And the 5 of Kasey Kahne got a great jump, so did his teammate Jeff Gordon. That 2014 almost gets in the back of Harvick as they enter turn 1. Side by side for the lead, Jeff Gordon on the outside, Kevin Harvick on the inside. We saw in the Nationwide race, the outside lane was the preferred lane. That's what helped Denny Hamlin get the win. But Harvick showing that the inside lane is working today, but the 2 Hendrick cars powering past the number 4 of Harvick. It's 2 tandems, Hendrick and Stewart Haas. And Jeff Gordon will clear Kevin Harvick for the lead. We got a crash in the back. Landon Castle just got put in the wall by Brendan Gaughan in the 46 of Michael Annett. As spun as well in the 46. There's Brendan Gaughan, Landon Castle, and there's the 46 of Michael Annett. And Jeff Gordon will win the race back to the line with Kasey Kahne in second. And it's like Kurt Busch will also get by Kevin Harvick for 3rd place. Let's go back and see what brought out the caution, and it involved the number 46 of Michael Annett. They're coming off turn 4 right here. Looks like he's going to get some contact from the 9 of Sam Hornish Jr. Turns him down and right into the 27 of Paul Menard. No cars got severe damage, but the 46, the 9, and even the 27 probably going to have some cosmetic damage that could slow down their cars and make the cars a little bit ill handling for the remainder of the race. Also, we're running along back here, we saw Landon Castle come up right in front of Brendan Gaughan, just trying to avoid everything. Kind of got put in the wall, but no harm really. He drives away, so does Gaughan, and so does Michael Annett. Jeff Gordon, your leader, won last week at Las Vegas. Can he do the same here at Phoenix? We're about to find out later on in the day. But first, let's get you back to the green flag. We are back live here from the Phoenix International Raceway. We are about to go green on lap number 7 of 32. We also want to point out that we have not talked about today. The 43rd place finisher is Ron Hornaday. Hornaday made the race with the Motorsports Group, but due to the 42 car limit in NR 2003, Hornaday will be credited with finishing 43rd. He will get points, but will not be racing in this race. Anyway, Jeff Gordon, Kasey Kahne, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Eric Almirola, Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex, Jimmy Johnson, and Greg Biffle, Newman, McMurray, Kenseth, Logano, and Carl Edwards. That is your top 15. So coming out of turn number 4, Jeff Gordon. We got the 2s, Hendrick cars, followed by the 2 Stewart-Haas cars. Coming back down to the green flag in lap number 7, we're back underway from Phoenix. And Gordon gets a pretty good jump there on the 5 of Casey Kane. First guy to make a move is the 2 of Keselowski, looks to the inside of Larson. And Johnson and Biffle going by the 78 of Truex, possibly. Johnson drives right to the back bumper of the 2 of Keselowski. Now he'll look to the inside as they enter turn 3. No, he actually stays right behind the 2 car. But Kane hanging with his teammate Jeff Gordon, not letting him get away as his front 5 trying to pull away. Is Jeff Gordon, Casey Kane, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Eric Almirola. Larson under attack from the 2 of Keselowski, and we are slowed down once again. Actually, no, we're not. The green flag is still out, but Kane's still working on the 24. He looks to the outside. It'll be a bold move for the 5 of Kane. It's not going to work out the way he was hoping for. He looks like he'll lose second spot and even third spot to Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick. He's definitely going to lose some time to the 24 Gordon, and Busch almost has him cleared. Seems like the outside is better in turn 1 and 2, but not so good in turns 3 and 4. See, Kane does get a run down the back straightaway. That's pretty much how he got to the back bumper of the 24 that one time. And we have one car off pace. That's Denny Hamlin blowing up in the 11 car. A rough start of the year continues with the number 11 of Denny Hamlin, 26 in points entering today's race, and blows an engine on lap number 8, and he will take that FedEx Toyota behind the wall. Denny Hamlin will finish 42nd after winning yesterday's Xfinity race. Johnson now trying to get around Kyle Larson as Keselowski's been able to do so. He now drives to the back bumper of Eric Almirola, and Casey Kane has been able to hang on to second place. It's a good run on Jeff Gordon. He had a real good run in turn 3 and 4. Now drives to the inside of Jeff Gordon as they enter turn 1. Battle for the lead. Casey Kane looking for his first win of the year, and this would be his second career win at Phoenix. Now Kurt Busch drives to the back bumper of the 5. So first to third and just a couple of corners for the 24 Jeff Gordon. He looks on the outside trying to find any speed, any grip that he can possibly find, but it'll be too late. The number 5 of Casey Kane moves out to into the lead. New leader number 5. And new runner-up, the number 41 of Kurt Busch, who's up in second place. And now Kevin Harvick looking for third place on Jeff Gordon. But looks like Gordon will be able to hold Harvick off for the third spot. Let's look in the back. Let's give you a full field rundown as we are about not far from a couple of laps away from being halfway. It is Casey Kane out in front of Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, Kevin Harvick, and Eric Almirola having a great run in that Petty Blue Smithfield Ford. Then Keselowski, Johnson, Truex, Kyle Larson, and Greg Biffle, your top 10. Ryan Newman, Jamie McMurray, Carl Edwards, Joey Logano, and Matt Kenseth, your top 15. And then Kyle Busch, Clint Bowyer, Austin Dillon, Tony Stewart, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., your top 20. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the only Hendrick car not having a good day, started out outside the top 24. Hasn't worked his way up at all. He is only 21st. Point leader Brian Vickers 22nd. Trevor Bayne, Casey Mears, and Sam Hornish. Then Paul Menard, David Gilliland, A.J. Allmendinger, Danica Patrick, and Justin Allgaier. David Reagan, J.J. Yaley, Michael Annette's back up to 33rd. Matt DiBenedetto, Cole Witt, Alex Bowman, Jed Burton, Brett Moffitt, Landon Castle, and Reed Sorensen. Brendan Gaughan. Actually, Brett Moffitt is one lap down. And you can see all the front end damage on the 66. Not sure what happened to Moffitt, but he has a lot of damage right now. He is currently running 41st, one lap down. So Brendan Gaughan's 40th. Remember last week these two cars, the 66 and the 62, both crashed. Brendan Gaughan finished 41st, Brett Moffitt 42nd. Not running so well today either. Back up front, they're the 41, giving the 5 a lot of notice that he's right there, right behind them. And if the 5 makes a mistake, the 41 will pounce. And the 4 Harvick's doing the same to Jeff Gordon. And we are just now past the halfway point in this race. A new 5th place runner, Brad Keselowski, has now gotten up into the 5th spot. Gotten around Almirola, who's now under attack from the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Martin Truex, Kyle Larson, and now Carl Edwards getting inside the top 10 in that Stanley Toyota. Gets around his former teammate Greg Biffle, Newman, McMurray, Logano, and Kenseth. We saw on the starting grid, the 4 Joe Gibbs Toyota started 15th all the way back to 18th. Four straight for the Gibb cars. Actually 5 if you count the Toyota of Clint Boyer. So a lot of the Toyota drivers started outside the top 15. And now Johnson on the inside of Almirola. 14 laps remaining as Johnson tries to get around the 43. Up front, Casey Kane trying to pull away from Kurt Busch in the 41. Right now, if they would get in the lap traffic, the first one they would get to would be the 66 of Brett Moffitt. And he's just about to enter turn 3, and we are just now coming off turn 2. We have about 11 to go. They could possibly catch the 2 premium motorsports cars of Brendan Gaughan and Brett Moffitt. Reed Sorensen driving the 32 for Go Fast Racing this weekend. He will also be in this car next week at California. No idea if he'll be in the car at Martinsville and on to Texas and so on. Landon Castle right now running in 38th place. Jed Burton, the Rookie of the Year contender, 37th. Matt DiBenedetto in the second career start. Did not have the run he wanted at Las Vegas. He got caught up in a crash with Brendan Gaughan. He is 36 behind last year's Rookie of the Year contender Alex Bowman, who has some right side damage on that Chevrolet. Cole Witt and JJ Yaley, 2 former teammates from BK Racing. Yaley is still with the team, but Witt moved over to front row. Michael Annette's worked his way up to 32nd behind David Reagan in the 34. Danica Patrick 30th, Allgaier 29th, Allmendinger 28th. Trevor Baines now back to 27th. David Gillenham and that's running 26th. This team is 22nd in points too. They're having a nice quiet start of the year with a team that is kind of underfunded. Brian Vickers, Dale Jr., 2 drivers who we expected to have good runs today. Vickers first in points and Jr. 7th, not having a good day. Both outside the top 20 behind Tony Stewart, who's also not having a good day. Kyle Busch outside the top 15. Joey Logano outside the top 10. Almirola now under attack from Martin Truex Jr., who's under attack from Carl Edwards, who's really starting to move up in the late stages of this race. Last week at Las Vegas, we saw pit stops come into play, which helped the number 24 Jeff Gordon hang on and get the win after battling Kurt Busch and Brad Keselowski for most of the day. Right now, Johnson starting to catch Brad for the last spot inside the top 5. That would make it 3 of the 5 cars from Hendrick Motorsports inside the top 5. 9 to go from Phoenix. Now Kane will catch the Florida car of Brett Moffitt in that 6-6. And not far ahead of him, is Brendan Gaughan, Landon Castle, Reed Sorensen. Now Kane looks at the inside. Moffitt slides out the track, opens up the inside for race leader Casey Kane and runner-up Kurt Busch. Kane clears him off turn 4, and so does Kurt Busch. Now that will leave Jeff Gordon to deal with the number 66. And Gordon's been able to hang with the top 2 a little bit, at least better than Kevin Harvick in 4th. Landon Castle right behind the 32 of Sorensen. We are now 25 laps into this race. We've only seen 1 caution flag. That came out when Michael Annett in the 46 got turned by Sam Hornish. We got the Ford blowing up. Kevin Harvick blows up on lap 25, the second engine failure of the day. He was running 4th at the time, and he goes up in smoke. The Budweiser Chevrolet, the winner from Atlanta, up in smoke and going to the garage with only 7 laps remaining. So that is a Joe Gibbs Toyota and a Stewart Haas Chevrolet. Now Keselowski stuck behind the 66 of Moffitt. Opens up the door for Johnson on the outside. Right now Brad to the inside of Moffitt down the back, front straightaway. And Moffitt's going to get turned by Jimmy Johnson in the outside wall. That will bring out the caution flag with about 4 to go, 5 to go. And this will change everything. Does somebody come down pit road? Does somebody stay out? It was a piston issue with the 4 of Kevin Harvick. The second caution comes out with Brett Moffitt getting turned by Jimmy Johnson, who's trying to go by. And the damage on the 66 gets a little bit worse. Actually, not that bad. See, Johnson gets right in the back of the 66. Looks like he was going to go to the outside in turn 1, but ended up making contact, and caution comes out. Question is, do we go back green? Also, does anybody stay out? Does anybody come down pit road? Kasey Kahne will stay out. I think we'll be able to get at least a lap or 2 in. It'll be a 2 lap to go. It's going to be a green-white checker finish. 2 cars are a lap down. Brendan Gaughan in 39th and Brett Moffitt in 40th. Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin out the race with engine failure. Kasey Kahne, Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, Brad Keselowski, and Jimmy Johnson. Carl Edwards, Eric Almirola, Martin Truex, Kyle Larson, and Greg Biffle inside the top 10. Ryan Newman, Joey Logano, Matt Kenseth, Jamie McMurray, and Kyle Busch just right outside the top 10. That's your top 15 with Austin Dillon, Clint Bowyer, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Brian Vickers, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Stewart, Mears, Hornish, Menard, Gilliland, Bain, Allmendinger, Allgaier, Patrick, and Reagan. Witt, Annette, Yaley, Bowman, DiBenedetto, Burton, Sorensen, and Castle. And like we said, Gaughan 39th and Moffitt 40th. Kasey Kahne looking for his first win of the year, but Kurt Busch trying to get back to victory lane. Coming down to the green flag, 2 laps remaining. Kasey Kahne, hang on. Kurt Busch got a good jump there on the restart. Gonna be a 3-car battle for the win as the 2 and the 48 has to get around those 2 slower lap cars of Brendan Gaughan and teammate Brett Moffitt. Larson gets stuck behind the 66, but back up front though, Kurt Busch right behind leader Kasey Kahne. Gotta look back here though, because these slower cars can cause an issue. Causing one for Joey Logano, and that 22 car gets to the inside of Moffitt, but they come in our turn number 4. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go for the Time Warner Cable Chevrolet of Kasey Kahne. Came into the day 10th in points, pulls away from Kurt Busch in turn 1 and 2. That was a good turn with the 5. Half a lap to go for until the checker flag comes out. The caution flag is out. A lot of cars are on pit road, but that does not matter for Kasey Kahne. They come in at turn number 4. Hendrick Motorsports will go 2 in a row with Kasey Kahne winning here today at Phoenix. He gets the job done, and he will get his first win of 2015. And a lot of cars have gotten wrecked here in the last lap. Sorensen has front end damage. So does Justin Allgaier. Alex Bowman's back here. There's Landon Castle. You also saw Trevor Bayne on pit road with Paul Menard, Casey Mears, Michael Annette, Sam Hornish. I have no idea what happened, but something bad must have happened. So yesterday we saw Denny Hamlin able to hang on and beat Chase Elliott. Today it's Kasey Kahne hanging on and beating Kurt Busch. Top 5, Gordon, Keselowski, and Johnson, and Carl Edwards, Eric Almirola. A great run for that 43. Martin Truex, Greg Biffle, and Ryan Newman will be coming out here with top 10 finishes. Larson, Logano, McMurray, Kenseth, and Busch. Bowyer, Dillon, Stenhouse, Vickers, and Earnhardt. And here's the rest of the best. Kevin Harvick 41st, Denny Hamlin 42nd. Tough break for those 2 guys. Next week, the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the NASCAR Spring Up Series will be heading to California Speedway. And they will wrap up the West Coast swing down there in Fontana, California. Until next time, congrats to Kasey Kahne on the win, his first win of the year, and could be a championship contender once the chase comes around. I'm Mike Burton from Mark 531. We'll see you next week at California.